Kanyana is a wildlife rehabilitation centre that was originally started in the 1960s by June and Lloyd Butcher. This was started in their home in Gooseberry Hill, however we've since outgrown this location and we've moved here to Lesmurdy. So our current address is 120 Gilchrist Road and we're open 365 days a year for wildlife admissions. Wildlife rehabilitation is the heart of Kanyana. This is the reason why we initially started. Some of the main reasons animals come to us are cat and dog attacks, car vehicle strikes, and also orphans. So when they come through the door, we're assessing them, treating what they need treated, and then we're looking at their plan all the way through to release. If they are a baby, we are raising them up until they're an adult weight, and then we're doing what's called a soft release, where we're back feeding and making sure they know how to find their food before we do release them properly. Any other adult that come in, if they just have an injury, we wait till their injuries are all healed, and then we're releasing them back to their territory. Over the years, Kanyana has also developed education programs. Now, some of these are done on site, things like our day tours and also our nocturnal tours, where people come in the evening and see our animals running around at night. Most Australian animals are nocturnal, so this is a great time to come and visit. We also do tours off-site at schools and other groups and programs, and all of this really helps because it helps to educate the public about our native wildlife, as well as getting some funding which helps to keep our rehabilitation hospital up and running. Along with many other things that Kanyana does here at the centre, we also are part of endangered species breeding programs. We currently have 2 of these running on site, one for the bilbies and one for the woylies, which are also known as a brush-tail bettong. We're very, very happy to say that with our woylies, we are actually breeding them for release, and they are released at predator-proof centres, areas like Pereira and also at Whiteman Park.
Volunteering to me means actually doing something that feels like I make a difference, it's rewarding. I study zoology at UWA. I'm partway through my masters, so coming here, I took a year off uni and I feel like I actually make a difference now and just feel so good actually doing something like that. I perform a range of jobs around Kanyana. I actually volunteer here Tuesday and Friday mornings. So mainly I work in the hospital. That could be anything between feeding birds, cleaning hot boxes and cages and things. We've got resident animals down here that are used for the education team, and so they need to be fed and cleaned and everything. We have to weigh birds every day in the hospital. If they're getting fed but they're not gaining weight, then there's obviously an issue there that someone needs to be checked out. We send about 5 animals a day to the vet, so we just have a priority list that what needs the vet to check over them most. I volunteer at Kanyana 2 days a week, every week. So I do Tuesday and Friday mornings. That's usually about a 4.5 hour shift from 8 till 12:30 on each of those days, though on Fridays, because I supervise, I'm usually here a lot longer. There's many different ways that people can get involved at Kanyana. We've got an education team, so people, if they're interested in doing that, like if you're doing a teaching degree or something, you could always volunteer here and show kids around down at our Discovery Centre. We've also got a transport team. Some animals need to go back and forth from the airport and places like that. And yeah, there's just something for everyone.
Kanyana treats about 50 animals a week. From that, a large proportion will be the very common species that we see around. So for birds, that would be magpies. For reptiles, that would be bobtails. For mammals, we see a lot of possums and bandicoots. Over the year, we'll do about 2,500 animals altogether. The animals we get here at Kanyana come from a wide variety of places. For instance, in the local area, most of the animals will come from people's gardens or in the bush. By far, the most will come from either a motor vehicle accident or a dog or a cat attack. We also get quite a few animals that are fly in, fly out from mine sites. Usually they're birds or perhaps some mammals. And then we get a lot of birds that will be pets that people have had that have escaped. So they come into us and we pick them back up and look for their home if we can. So there's a wide range of injuries that we deal with here at Kanyana. For instance, with the bobtails, it's quite often either motor vehicle accidents, so they'll be crushing injuries or internal injuries. However, if they have bobtail flu, then we use special treatments that were devised here at Kanyana, and that's nebulisation and antibiotic treatments and supportive treatment over a few weeks. So that's something specifically that Kanyana put together for these animals. For animals that are displaced or babies, usually they will have some internal injuries. Most of the time it's antibiotics or pain medication and long periods of supportive treatment just so that the animal can get itself back on its feet. And the most important thing, that everybody gets treated with is rehydration, because every animal that comes here is usually always dehydrated, so that's one of the most important parts of their treatment. If the public finds an injured animal, the best and most important thing to do is make sure that you're safe first. So pull the car off to the side of the road and make sure that you have safe conditions to look at the animal. The next thing you need to do is find a blanket, a towel, a t-shirt, or something that you can use to cover the animal, and some kind of box or container that you can put the animal in and keep it safe until you get to Kanyana. Then pick up the animal very carefully, put it in the box and keep it secure till you get here, making sure that you don't have the radio on in the car, but the children aren't making a lot of noise and the pets don't get anywhere near it. When you get to Kanyana, we will put you through a normal admission, the same as if you were to take someone to a hospital. And the most important things we need to know is where you find the animal, what time you found the animal, and what the conditions were, what you saw that may have happened to the animal. From there, we will do the best. You don't need to give the animal any fluids or any foods. All you need to do is make sure that it's quiet and dark and warm, and get it to Kanyana, and we will do our best and get that animal back out again.
Kanyana runs heavily on donations. The way that public can help us is to donate money, they can donate the items from our wish list, and they can even do some fundraising for us. Another way that public can help us, we are volunteer run, so public can come here and actually become a volunteer themselves. We are holding information evenings every 2 months at this stage. It's an evening session and you're more than welcome to join us at any time. Just call our admin on 9291 3900 at any time and we'd love to have you come and volunteer with us.